Welcome to our next episode of
Fandom
Family
Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff. Hey guys, welcome back to FFC. I'm Maureen.
I'm Jeanette.
And we are back with another one of our favorite shows. We're talking Fire Country, a relatively new one. It just had its season 2 finale this past week. Now, at the time that you're getting this recording, it probably wasn't last week that the finale happened. But at the time of this recording, the finale just happened last week. If you want to know more about it, you can watch it on Paramount Plus. And is there any other place where it's aired?
I don't know. It comes on CBS, but
the CBS app. I bet if you have that,
maybe, yeah. But I think the CBS app is Paramount Plus, basically.
Oh, is it? But you can watch it on Fubo, you can watch it on Apple TV, and you can watch it on Paramount Plus. You can rent it from Amazon too if you want, if you don't have any of those. Because I know a lot of people don't have Paramount Plus, but most everybody has Amazon. So
yeah, I think Paramount Plus has a free option though. I think it has one. I think that
I wonder if
you have
that's
to watch commercials, obviously.
So you can watch it on those. They did just have its second season. We did a recap or a review of the first season in 2023. And then we just put out the season premiere episode out in, I think, February or March. We put that out on our channel. And now we're doing the season finale. It has been renewed for season 3. So it is coming back. I think that after the first episode, it took me a long time to watch it again. Because I did not like the first episode at all. Hated the first episode.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I will say that the first episode, the other episodes were a whole lot better. It got much better as the season went on. So, yeah.
Absolutely, it did.
I think it wasn't just Fire Country this year. I feel like a lot of the trying to get back into the swing of things after the writer's strike was just the first episodes this season were not great.
No.
So you almost just need to toss them and just start with episode 2 because they're just, a lot of them just weren't that good. So
no, they had to work through time jumps and through different situations, and they didn't all do it well.
Yeah.
Even our Chicago's, that's what we said is maybe it'll get better. And it did.
It did.
Our mid-season review was glowing compared to the first season or first episode.
Yes.
And I don't know, Fire Country right now, I kind of feel the way about Fire Country as like Amanda and you felt about The Resident toward the end.
Okay.
It's not my favorite of the shows that we watch. I did like it and I do love it. And you can't go wrong with Billy Burke and absolutely anything that man plays in. So I will follow that man to the end of the earth.
I mean, honestly, the cast of the show is sort of what carries it when it lacks its storylines because it has a phenomenal cast.
Yeah. My daughter, my 5-year-old, was watching it with me, and then I was like, this isn't a show for you. Maybe you shouldn't watch this.
Sometimes Shelby gets a little stressed with these,
But she was very excited about the fire tornado.
Okay.
Which just so happened to be the week we got our thunderstorm warning or our tornado warning. So we were all in the basement, and she was like, "Mom, is this going to be like a fire tornado?" No.
Hope not. Hope not. Because that's the same thing. Terrifying. Yeah.
She really liked that episode.
Yeah. Shelby gets stressed on these things. She can't watch it. Although she really likes Bodie, so this one does keep her hanging on a little bit. She's got a huge
for Max.
Yeah, she's got a huge crush on Bodie. So yeah, which same girl, same.
Now, I did not like Gabriela any more than I did at the end of season 1.
I don't like.
She's still my least favorite character.
Yeah, by far.
I don't like her. I just don't like her.
I don't like her either. It's funny though because I still find myself rooting for her and Bodie, even though I don't actually like her. So I don't know why
because it'll make Bodie happy.
Because it'll make him happy, and so I'm like, okay. There are moments when I like her. Okay, but it's usually not the moments with Bodie. Like when her and Jake are being friends, and there's other I'm okay with her. I like her when she's not being overly dramatic because I feel like sometimes she can bring the dramatics little. I know. I think she can bring the dramatics a little too heavy a lot of times, and
she comes off very self-righteous.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, all of the stuff, everything with Bodie this year, you were so quick to call it off on him. I understand that he lied to you and I understand all this, but you were so fast to just drop him.
Yeah.
And move right on to someone else. This is your own fault, sweetheart.
Yes.
You did this. But, Bodie's going to be right there as soon as she's ready to come back, you know. I mean, we all know this. It's gonna happen. So, I mean, it's already kind of happened. I mean, I feel like it's
Well, I mean, we didn't see the end of the wedding, right?
yeah,
That's
I
where it
don't
ended, was Cooper
yeah.
saying that Cooper's not his name.
No, Luke.
Luke.
Yeah, and it's not hot Uncle Cooper, it's hot Uncle Luke, okay?
He's kind of a tool.
Well, yeah, but he's still hot. So like the name still fits, okay? We just may not like him too much.
I don't know, man. Like I just was so disappointed in him. And I didn't the other thing that made me disappointed, which I was shocked by, was Manny. And I feel like they did this to him last
Oh,
season too. Like they make him solid for most of the season, and then at the end of this last
same.
two seasons, they just completely derail him. Like, what is happening?
And I get so mad because Manny, like Billy Burke, yes, is part of the reason, and obviously Max, and you know, because I liked both of them before I started watching the show. But Manny is from True Blood, and I absolutely
Oh,
adored him on there. Like he was like one of my favorite characters. So like Manny is like my guy on this show, and they keep messing with. I'm like, stop. Like I need to not be angry with him, please.
and they don't do it until the end of the season. So it's like it
Hmm.
doesn't even fit with his character. He just flips the script on who
Yeah,
this character is and who he embodies until the very end. Like it doesn't make
yeah.
sense what they do to
The
his character.
like the thing is, I wasn't even that upset with him like punching like
No,
Luke and like
he
I don't
deserved
even
it.
care about that. Like, but man up and just stay and take your consequences then.
Yes.
Because I feel like between everyone they could have found a way to like resolve the situation. But
Mm-hmm.
not when you go on the run, not when you're like a fugitive. Like, what can they
Exactly.
do then?
Dumb
Nothing.
decision.
Yeah. So I wonder where we're going with this. Is he gonna end up maybe because we don't have anybody at the fire camp? So I wonder if
Eve.
Manny is, yeah, but I mean, as far as like prisoners, like we don't have anyone working there
Oh,
to root for. Like, I wonder if somehow Manny is going to end
except
up
for
back.
Cole.
I
We have
don't,
Cole there. So Manny might be back there. Yeah, he could.
I feel
But
like
we
we
do
start
have
having,
Cole.
yeah, but he's still just sort of a side character. You know what I mean? Like, since we don't have Bodie there anymore, I feel like we
Hmm.
need something else major
I kept
to like,
thinking,
I don't
what's
know.
going to make Bodie go back to the camp? What is
Oh
he going
God,
to do stupid that's going to make him get
I
arrested again?
so hope not because I mean he just deserves just to like let the man chill, let the man be happy, like
He doesn't
please.
seem like he's digging it out in
So
the real world.
part of me hopes that Manny does somehow end up back there so we don't have to put Bodie there to like because I feel like you've got to have somebody there.
Well,
And
I
I
don't
don't
think,
care enough for that other guy. Like not enough to make like
but I
he's
don't
no
think,
Freddy, you know,
no, he's
like
not. Although
uh,
Freddie came, I
I
was so
cried.
excited.
I
Yes.
actually tears flowed out of my eyes when Freddie popped out. I was like, "Oh my God, Fred!" And I didn't even really like Freddie that much. So like the point that like I'm like, why did he make me cry? Like I don't know, but
Because he was so good. He was such a
yeah,
decent human being in the first season.
yeah. No, I
I'm glad we
agree.
got him back. And I think with Manny, I don't know that he can work under Eve. The way he exploded at Eve was just
I
so
know.
dumb.
The thing
Dude,
is,
you
I
screwed
don't.
up. Own it.
I'm not usually one to complain. I don't like Eve either, though. I'm so.
No, but she's running the camp the way the camp needs to be run. I mean, they're the fact of the matter is, yeah, they're given a second chance, but they are prisoners. They can't have leeways. They can't have leniencies. They can't have exceptions. They are prisoners.
I agree. I know. I agree. Eve in general, I've never been a huge fan. I know that's
No.
me, but like, she's just not. She's not my favorite character either.
Hmm. I liked her better this season, though.
Yeah, I liked her better part because I mean, yes, I agree that like she needs like there needs to be rules, there needs to be all these things at the camp, but I do feel like she was too harsh about things for a while. And I was like,
Some
okay,
things.
you've got like yeah, I mean, I liked that Manny also was kind of given advice because I mean, he wasn't perfect either, but he did like he said he did have a good relationship with all of his like firefighters and stuff there at the camp. I mean, so like his opinions were definitely valid and that like she was about to have a mutiny. And it's like you're gonna have to relax because this isn't gonna work out if no one can trust you and no one can like follow you as their leader, you know?
And I think
So
she had to walk a fine line between guards who were way too overzealous. Like
yes.
those cops that were there, too overzealous. When the truck blared through and they're like, "We're gonna arrest you all." Who is gonna fight this, you dummies?
Right. Right.
And she had, I think it was that moment that she realized that she couldn't cater to what the guards were gonna do. That she
Hmm.
had to be chief of that camp. And I think that's when she started to get a little better for me.
Yeah.
I pulled up all my notes
I was
when
gonna
I
say yeah,
was
because I'm trying to remember what all happens.
not notes, my comments to you guys in our chat. That's what I pulled up. And I
Okay.
said, Bodie is such a whiner.
Yeah, what were you
Oh,
talking about?
okay. Here's the thing. Bodie does this every season, and I would like Bodie if he wasn't such a whiner about things. And what I mean by that is, oh, poor me, I deserve nobody. I don't deserve anything. Just leave me be. Leave me to suffer. It's what I deserve. Shut up. Shut up. Stop focusing on yourself so much. There's a whole other world out there. There's other people who matter besides you. Stop being such a baby. And that it irritated. He wasn't like that the whole season, thankfully, this season, but 90% of last season he was. And it was irritating to watch.
No, I was just say I can't participate in this conversation, so I will
Well,
never say anything bad about Bodie. Like I
I
don't
have
care.
plenty, don't worry.
You go right ahead. I'm just gonna sit here and look blankly at the screen because I likely don't agree.
You like that aspect of his character when he's like,
I like every
poor me,
aspect
I
of his
deserve
character.
nothing. You
I
like
mean,
when he says
no,
that?
no, but like, I mean, isn't he allowed to like he's in a bad
No,
situation? Isn't he allowed to like feel down on himself sometimes and like not
no,
have like
not like
I
that.
think he probably is.
He's allowed to be upset about the situation. He's
I
allowed to
mean,
be
he's
like,
in
this doesn't work
prison.
right by
Like,
his own choice.
sure.
And that's what ticked me off is you didn't do anything. You know that what you're in there for is not what you deserve because you know you didn't do it. And yet you're telling everybody, I deserve to be alone. I deserve to have my parents hate me. Go on, hate me. I deserve to have my girl leave me because I'm useless. Dude, you know you didn't do what you're in there for. So why are you acting like you're the worst human being in the world when you just saved your friend and you know that's what you just did?
So I think he's just got low self-confidence. I think that's what he believes in
It's
himself.
annoying.
Well, sure, but I
See,
still love
you
him.
agree. I didn't say I don't like him. I just hate that part of his
You
personality.
kind of that's kind of saying the same thing.
No, he has more. He's a one note character, Trinette. Is that what you're saying? He's only a whiner?
No, I'm just saying you hate this part of his personality.
Yeah,
And you're like, oh, but I like him.
I
Do
do.
you?
I
Do
just
you?
hate that one part of his personality. That's just one aspect of his personality.
All right.
Because,
Okay.
like I said, he saved his best friend when he didn't have to. He went in there when he didn't have to. He sacrificed for, and that's what I want him to focus on. Was instead of the poor me, I'm useless, I'm worthless. I wanted to be like, no, I just got to get through this. I just got to do this. I'm going to do my time. I'm going to get out, and I'm going to make it better. That's what I wanted to see from him.
Heaven forbid somebody have a down day where they need to like feel
A
bad about
day,
themselves a little bit.
a single day. It was
You're
like
usually the one
months on months
you
on
are
months.
usually the person that like defends these characters. Like,
Man, not when they whine.
do I need to bring up a certain character?
Yes, please.
Conrad Fisher.
Conrad Fisher. Oh, see, no, I'm not Team Conrad right now, though. I'm Team Conrad at the end. I'm Team Jeremiah right now because Conrad is annoying right now.
I've never heard you say you never once said that on our Summer I Turned
Uh-huh.
Pretty recording.
I
No,
absolutely did. Yes,
you
I
did
did.
not. And every time I talk about Jeremiah, you want to argue with me about Conrad. Like
I don't
you're
think
changing your
Jeremiah's all that
narrative.
great either. He's better. But in the third books, I am not Team Jeremiah. I am Team Conrad in the third book. But I think Jeremiah is better for her right now. And I think
Okay.
Conrad is useless right now.
Well, we need to save the sound clip because I'm gonna need it back, please.
Well, it's going to be season 3 next, and I'm Team Conrad for the third installment.
Well, that'll be fun. Off topic, but I'm just saying. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't pick up like that way. I don't know. Maybe I didn't notice that.
because your love blinds you.
It's true.
Now, we all know that there is a certain fella who is my guy in our fictional worlds.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about me, and I'm like a certain fella. Like there's like a certain
No, there's
thousand
only
fellas.
one for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Just one for me.
Okay.
And I can even recognize, holy cow, you got some problems. Like
That's
a lot.
true.
So that's all I'm saying is he's got this whiny aspect of his personality that I don't like. Like some things with him, with Bodhi's character is they make him seem one-dimensional when he's whining like that, but he's not. If you see him in other things where he's in it for his friends and he's in it for these people and he's self-sacrificing, he's not a self-serving character. He's not
Yeah.
someone who cares only about himself. In fact, I'd say he cares about himself least that he cares about anything else. He would put himself at
Yeah.
the bottom of every one of his lists.
Well, and I'm hoping, I mean, this might be just wishful hoping, but like I hope that now that he's out and we're moving into a season 3 where Bodhi is not a prisoner, he's not working at the camp, we can see a new side of him where he won't be so down on himself all the time. He'll be surrounded by his family and they'll be able to lift him up. And I really hope they do it justice and they let him move forward from this and like let's not I don't know, even if we have to introduce a new person at the camp that we can like care about,
Yeah.
because I do think we're going to need that aspect. We're going to need
I
someone
agree.
at the camp other than Eve who's in charge of it. We're going to need a prisoner
Mm-hmm.
because that's such a heavy part of the show that I need it to stay.
You need that
I mean,
dynamic.
I think that dynamic is what separates it from other fire shows because no other fire shows have that dynamic to it. So I think they need to keep that
I wonder
to
if that was a
set it
mistake
aside.
to make that such a heavy, because it's called Fire Country. It's not necessarily supposed to be
I
a
know.
prison. So one of the,
I
unless
feel like
Bodie
it
is built up to be captain of there, I would like that.
now that if he becomes a Manny where he gets to be in charge of it, now that works too.
Okay. All when you said when he becomes a Manny, I was just thinking Justin in This Is Us.
Oh
Like,
no.
I don't think I want to see that.
No, when he becomes like a Manny, like I don't know what his last name is. You know what I mean? But like
What's
that could
Gabriella's
work.
last name?
I don't know. I don't care about her.
She's really
I'm sorry,
annoying.
that's really mean.
I'm not sorry. I think I have
Amanda would
something
be
against
really
people
upset with
named
us.
Gabriella
Well,
because I
not
didn't like
me,
her. I didn't like her
because
in
I
Chicago
love
Fire
Gabriella
either.
Dawkins. Like she's
Nope.
fine. Was that her last name? Yeah, I think right. No,
Dawson.
yeah, Dawson. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
it
Because
sounded
that was
wrong, but I was like,
Antonio.
it's so close.
That
Yeah,
was Antonio's name, right? Antonio Dawson.
yes, Dawson.
I
Yeah,
didn't like her either.
I know you didn't.
And it
Amanda's
was
gonna be
this, it
upset
was the
because
self-righteous aspect of her that I didn't like. And this Gabriella, she's very self-righteous. And I don't, and
I
she
just
also
don't.
acts like she knows so much. And I'm
Mhm.
sorry, you don't.
Yeah, no, It's hard to like. I don't. We don't see a whole lot of fun for many of these characters, and maybe that's the problem. Like
I
one of the best
completely agree
things
with that.
this season, one of the best things I think is Jake and Genevieve.
Hmm.
And because I think that's a really sweet, and we get to see them kind of have a little life outside of this, and Jake is fun because I was never season one. I was not the biggest Jake fan. He was
Mm-mm.
just kind of like, man, I love Jake this season, like
Hmm.
so much. So I think bringing Genevieve in so much that even when we had the thing, where he decided he was going to kind of step in and try to get custody of her and kind of went against Bodie on that. We know I'm a Bodie fan, but I was like, no, that's the right decision. Like you're what she needs, like not him. She doesn't know him.
And Bodie's not her dad.
Exactly.
So that was an easy decision for me. Like,
Yeah.
Bodie, you have no right to be mad here.
Well, I
You're
mean, I
not
think,
her
yeah,
father.
I think the only thing is because her mom had like, but at the time she truly believed Bodie was the father. And so I
She
think
didn't
that's the
know.
difference.
So she made a
Yeah.
choice to
She just
believe it was him at
guessed.
her deathbed.
Yeah. I was actually bummed that they didn't. I,
I know.
because we've been introduced to who we think her real dad is, and it's that loser guy that got Bodhi sent to prison in the first place, basically. Like,
Hmm.
I don't like that storyline. I think we should just left it
No.
being Bodhi. Now, I would have still been okay if Jake wanted to kind of get custody because Jake was still the father figure that, or
Hmm.
at least parental, I guess, guardian figure. Maybe not.
Yeah.
He doesn't think of him, I don't
She
think as
needs
a
to stop
father,
calling him
but
Uncle Jake, though. I don't like that. I don't.
well,
Even
I
it grossed
know.
me out
Look,
when he was with her mom and she would call him Uncle Jake. Like, dude, do you
I'm not
no
really sure
Uncle?
why, but like one of the things that like I hate that when like like when they do that on shows. I've never seen that happen in real life where like you're dating someone and then your boyfriend's now called Uncle whoever or whatever. Like
Hmm.
that's really
It's
strange
gross.
because then
Pedophilic.
because then what if you do marry them? Like then that's like
Your dad's your uncle?
your uncle daddy.
Well,
Like that's weird. Like like no. So, I mean, like if they hadn't had a romantic relationship and he was called Uncle Jake because
yeah.
of his relationship as a friend of hers,
Yep.
or like aunt, Eve, maybe she's like an aunt to her. Like those are okay
Hmm.
relationships. But
Romantically
if
involved
you're
with a
sleeping with
parent.
the person, yeah, they cannot be called your child cannot call him uncle.
No.
Like that's
Or
weird.
aunt. That's also
No. But
gross.
you never hear aunt. Like I feel
No.
like it's only like I don't know, it's weird.
We have some close family friends that we call Aunt Tiffany and Uncle Zach, and they're no blood relation to us at all. But it's
That's
because
okay.
they're my friends
Yeah, that's okay because we
and
used
they're
to have
like
a
family.
yeah, we had a friend that, Elena used to refer to as Aunt Michelle, like
Hmm.
because she was a good friend of ours. So like, yeah,
So
but
I don't think she's calling him that anymore though. When she's living with him, I think she's just calling him Jake now
just Jake is good.
because that was so weird.
Yeah.
But I think Jake has stepped up in a lot of ways this season, and I really,
Hmm.
really like it. I didn't like how when after Genevieve died, I think they did it this way so we could know how much time had lapsed.
Hmm.
But it had been a month or something like that since she died, and he was obviously still having a hard time with it. And Vince and Eve and them were like cracking jokes and trying to get him to laugh. Like, this seems like not the best time to be making
Especially
the dude laugh.
well, especially since we just saw her die.
It was the episode right before.
So I was like, okay, it's weird.
And I think the only reason they did that was so they could tell us there's a time jump. Like, it's
Yeah.
been a month. Like, So basically they were married. He was going to propose to her.
Like a
So if
month
your
is enough
spouse
time,
died, would a month be enough for you to stop grieving?
right?
I have a friend who died in 2018 and I'm still not really over that.
I mean, that's yeah.
And
Is
that
there
I
really
wasn't
a time
romantically
frame?
involved with her.
Yeah, I don't know if you can put a time frame on like
No.
grieving someone you care for. Yeah.
So I was in solid. I think him and I even got mad at Vince. I
Mm-hmm.
was mad at how and Sharon, how dare
Mm-hmm.
they make me mad at them? They were my favorite
Yeah.
people going into the season. And Sharon, I wanted to slap repeatedly at the beginning.
That was like I think it was just so weird.
It
Like
wasn't her character at
mm-mm,
all.
mm-mm,
And then when she looked at Vince and said, "Don't you pull rank on me?" Why? He has rank on you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
You demoted yourself.
Yeah. I'm
He's
glad we
allowed to do
fixed
that.
that. I mean, but
Yes.
it was weird for sure.
And all these firefighters, actually, Sharon did this last season. No, I'm not going to tell anybody I'm sick. I'm going to go into high stress, high danger situations to places where I might die because of the condition I'm in and put my entire team at risk. But I'm not going to tell anybody because I'm a firefighter.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like the best move.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole I don't know, Sharon and Vince both I don't know, it wasn't their best season. Like
No,
it just really wasn't.
and they were my favorite.
Yeah. I
I,
mean,
I'm
Vince, I think Sharon made me madder than Vince did from time to time. Well, I don't know. There
yeah,
were
I
times,
agree
I
with
guess,
that.
yeah.
Because the only time I was mad at Vince was when he didn't tell them about his condition.
And even then, I understood. Like, it was the wrong
Exactly.
decision, but like,
But I understood why he made it.
I didn't like the way he was trying to force Gabriella to
No,
like that was not. And
that was
you know
not
what?
okay.
That was a moment when I liked her, the way she finally stood up to him at the
Mm-hmm.
end and was like, "Do not put me in that position again. Like,
Yep.
that's not okay at all."
I agree with that completely.
Yeah, I agree.
So I guess she does have some redeemable things
She
about her.
does. I'm telling you, it's just I don't know. And honestly, I like her fiance, but like he's not Bodie, and so this is never gonna work. It's not.
Well, even him, there were moments when I was like, dude,
There were
relax.
yeah, there were definitely moments, but I think all in all, he's a good
He's good,
guy.
yeah.
And like it just kind of sucks that like
Mm-hmm. I didn't like what they did with Jen's character. I wish they didn't. I mean, I get why they killed her off because they want to be dramatic, but I feel
what's
like
her name? Hold on, not Jen.
Genevieve.
Genevieve. No, that's the
Jen.
kid. That's the kid.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What is the mom's
Well,
name?
I don't know. What is
Kara?
it?
Is it Kara? Kara?
Kara. Kara, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, Kara. My
Kara.
bad.
No worries.
Kara.
That's okay.
You know
I was
what?
like,
Mom
wait,
and
what is
daughter, it's okay to mix those up.
that's okay. I
But
didn't really like her very much, so I actually didn't care. Like, I mean, I cared
but I
because
liked her for Jake.
yeah,
I liked her and Jake together.
yeah.
And when she reached across for those keys, I actually went, like, you idiot. Why
Mhm.
why did you do that? And of course it's gonna wreck Bodie. Bodie, he had a relationship with this woman. He at the time thought she is the mom of my only child. And
Mhm.
he had to watch her die. That was a heartbreaking scene.
That
When
was
Bodie
really
was
tough.
looking at him, that guy, I'm sorry, I should know their names better. I just binge watched this recently. What is Gabriella's fiance's name?
I don't know. I mean, I people just wanting to call him. He was on Dynasty, is what I know him from. So
But
like,
she looked at him, or Bodie looked at him and was like, don't stop, and then took over. That was heartbreaking.
yeah,
Heartbreaking. Okay, that was one reason I didn't like Kara is because she said at one point to Bodie that she was all Genevieve had. Yep, because you didn't tell him he had a kid. That's kind of on you. The
yes.
only reason that you're all she has is because that was a conscious decision you
Mm-hmm.
made.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Bodie's fault. And so when she was treating him like you're not even a good enough father, you never gave him an opportunity. I get
Well,
he was in jail. I get that, but you
but
can't put that on him. Even if he was in
yeah,
jail, you can't put that on him.
no, you can't. And I mean, like, and I remember whatever it was when he was supposed to meet her and all that went down. Like, that wasn't his fault that all this stuff happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just
Mm-hmm.
that was all irritating to me that like he got held accountable for things that were kind of out of his
Yeah.
control. Like, that's
Agreed.
not that's not on him. Like, we clearly can see that he's a better guy than he was when he went into
Mm-hmm.
prison. Like, you all know this. So like stop treating him like he's still the same person.
Exactly.
He's not.
And in that same vein, that happened with Eve and Cole, right? When she
Mm-hmm.
found out he was that was awful.
She
That's
didn't even
not captain material. You can't do that. That's extreme prejudice.
well, she didn't even ask questions. Like you didn't even
No.
try to get to the bottom of it.
But more than that, the prison system, who was well aware of his record and what he did, deemed him safe enough and okay enough to go out there. So you
Yeah.
don't get to reverse their decision because you read a piece of paper saying what his It didn't even give a description. It just said what he was in for.
Yeah.
You can't reverse a prison system's decision based on that alone. You don't
Right.
know.
Right. He hadn't done
I
anything
was mad
wrong.
about
Like,
that. I was mad at Eve for that. That was not
yeah,
okay.
I was too. I didn't like that at
He
all.
was also a guy on Chicago Fire, so that was why I was a
Who
little
was
abusive
he?
too. He was one of the floaters, I think, in
Oh,
last season.
I don't remember him.
I recognized him and I was like, wait a minute. I think he was one that not Sheila, Stella was close with.
Mm, okay.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
The sheriff needs to watch more Chicago PD. She would have figured this out sooner.
Oh, look, we can talk about the sheriff here. I don't really
Oh,
know,
oh
like,
yeah, I remember what it was.
what was the point of Sharon having a sister at the sheriff's department? Like, this is
None
brand new
really.
information, and
Mm-hmm.
what
Just
is it?
introduce
Like,
another character?
why? And then we didn't see her anymore. So, like,
Nope,
I don't know, it was just weird. Like, I didn't see any point in it. Now, don't get me
there
wrong,
wasn't.
we got to see I think I forget what his name is, Alberto Ferrezo, or I he's from Station 19. Okay. He was a bad dude in this show. But
Mm-hmm.
like he was like the guy on Station 19. Like,
Oh,
ask
was he?
Eve. He is Eve's DeLuca, if that
What is his
helps.
character's name on Station
Um
19? Because I
I
won't
cannot
know him,
think
but
of it.
I've done enough edits where I'll pick up on who you're talking about.
Hold on. Because I like all my shows run together. Okay. We know that I watch way too much TV and I cannot. Eve's gonna be really mad that I can't remember this. Hold on a second. It's gonna
When
when I see it, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, of course.
I
I
was
can't.
that was another moment with Bodie where I was like, come on, man, shut up. When he's in the car with him and it's just him and Bodie clearly has his hands cuffed. You can't do anything. This guy's playing with two different guns, and you're gonna be like, oh, I know all the horrible, dirty things you've done as a cop. Shut up, Bodie.
Yeah.
He's gonna murder you.
His name was Brian on Station
Oh,
19.
okay. I've heard you
And he
guys
was
talk
a
about him.
cop. He was Andy's like love interest, and he ends up
Hmm.
getting accidentally shot by this kid that they're on a call, and he dies in her
Oh,
arms, and it's like super
oh.
tragic. They had just like they were trying to like rekindle. It was a really tragic. It was definitely a DeLuca type situation, but Eve loved him. So
I'm not trying to laugh at that because that's sad.
I hope other people listening, or if they've never seen Grey's Anatomy, they have no idea. They're like, DeLuca who? Like, yeah, just
I've never seen Grey's Anatomy, and I get that reference because that's how we at FFC mark all of our deaths that happen here is by Jeanette's and Amanda's reaction to DeLuca's death.
yeah, it's tragic.
The other thing with Gabriela and Diego was her mom blew into town, who is crazy pants.
Oh,
But I was genuinely waiting for Diego to be like, Gabriela, I'm in love with your mom. I
I
genuinely thought there was a connection there.
no, I really liked her mom.
I like her, but she's crazy pants.
And I want her and Manny back together and like happily ever after. And like I was
She
really
seems a
into
little
this.
toxic for Manny. Not that Manny's
Oh,
doing so hot on his own, but
it's okay because it was like really there was passion and I liked it. Me and Amanda agreed. Amanda agrees with me. We talked about it afterwards.
what did you talk about?
That we want them back to we want her to come back
Oh,
and be like with Manny and that
but will she
we
be
liked it.
satisfied back here? I don't think she
I
will.
don't know.
She
I'm
won't
just
be. Look
saying
at how she
I liked
look at her
it.
lifestyle and I did like them together, but her lifestyle and the things that she wants are not conducive to
But she
small
seemed
town
like she
life.
regretted some of these choices.
I think she regretted not being around for things, but I don't think she regretted leaving that town.
Well, maybe I bet Manny, I wonder, see, he shouldn't have turned himself in. He should have just ran off to her.
No, you should have faced his responsibilities much
No,
sooner than
like
he
he
did.
should have sooner, but once you made the decision to be a fugitive, like don't like half-ass it, like stick with it. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do it all. Like
I think that I would like to see her. Maybe she'll when Manny's in jail, she'll come back and be there for
maybe.
Gabriella,
I
and then
also
she'll be
I
there when
liked
Manny comes
her.
out.
I liked her. I
She
don't
was
know, she
fun and
was
she was entertaining,
mhm. And she
but
was
she was just
obviously
crazy.
team Bodie. So
Well,
she's
yeah.
I mean, like we all are. Maybe somebody can finally tell Gabriella, like,
So where it ended, the wedding was they didn't say I do where it ended. Am I correct in
no,
remembering that? Because it
I
ended
don't
with
think
Cooper saying, Bodie, you wanna leave a wedding? Come on, I've got keys or something, and that's where it ended, right?
yeah, we didn't see them say I do. So I'm assuming that she
They can't
doesn't.
say I do. There's
There's
no
no way.
way.
The
I think
only
she's gonna get
way
wind that her dad just got arrested and she's gonna be like, what? And run out.
the only way is that works. And then if that happens, Diego has to die. Like, no offense, but like if they get married, Diego's gotta go.
You have
Because
loyalty lines.
well, I mean, like she's got to be with Bodie. As much as I don't love it, it's clear we've not introduced anyone else for him
No,
other
we
than that.
did, who I liked much better with him.
Me too, but she's been gone a long time. This whole season we've had no one else.
I
I
was
think
so mad when they killed her off.
it's clearly Gabriella, even though I'm
That
not
made me
happy about
mad.
it. I agree. I loved her. Like, yeah,
She was
no,
perfect for Bodie.
I agree. I'm totally with you, but they did not
I
agree to
forgot about
this.
her until a second ago. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
So unless we could, I mean, maybe we could give him a new love interest, but I just feel like at this point,
It'll be a
even we do,
placeholder.
yeah, it's going to be Gabriella, and so let's not suffer through getting my hopes up with anybody else. Like, let's just let it be.
Do you have any hope? No, it's coming back for season 3. Do you have any
Mhm.
hopes for season 3?
Um, like I said, I definitely want to still see the camp. So I don't know. I feel like we have to find some way of making
I
that a
think
crucial
Bodie
part
needs to be
because
the captain.
I would be okay with that. I actually would. I definitely want to see Bodie. Like, I don't want to see him end up back there. I want to see Bodie thriving. I want to see him as a firefighter. I want to see him. That's clearly what he wants to do. That's clearly what he's good at. Let's leave this part behind and let's move
Mm-hmm.
forward with that. Um, I think him and Jake both deserve better love interests. Like, I mean, Jake deserves somebody new and
Agreed.
he deserves someone better. It's probably not going to happen, but it's okay. I don't know. I would really like, let's fix Manny because, like, can he just be
Permanently
like a
fix Manny.
stable, like, individual, like he was at the beginning of the show? Like,
Every season, like he is
yes,
in the
that we liked
beginning of
him.
every season.
Yes. I don't know. I guess that's it. I mean,
I also would like to see Jake maintain guardianship over Genevieve.
yeah, I think so. I hope so.
I think that Jake can let this guy in little by little by little, but never give up guardianship of her.
Yeah. I
Because the guy has rights. You can't deny, but he has limited rights right now as he has been in prison or he's done bad things and he doesn't know her.
Well, then I hope he's like he actually has turned his life around and like
Agreed.
I don't want to see Genevieve go through any more stuff. Like she's been
Nope.
through enough for as young as she is. Like there's no need for that anymore.
And I think that she is gonna. I want to see more of her be a part of the Fire family because Vince
Hmm.
and Sharon obviously are gonna be grandparents
Yeah.
to her, whether she likes it or not.
Yeah.
And I think Bodie will be Uncle Bodie.
Well, he can be Uncle Bodie. That's
Yep.
fine.
That's the normal uncle sort of relationship. But I think that this guy is.
He
I
can
don't
be
want to
hot
see.
Uncle Bodie, right? He can take his uncle's title.
I think her biological dad has to be let in little by little, but never given full anything.
Mm.
I think that has to stay Jake.
Yeah. I wish that storyline would just somehow disappear over the break,
Where he would
but
be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm not fit out to be cut
never
out to be a
mind.
dad. I'm gonna go." That would be
No, I
helpful.
mean
Do that.
honestly, I'm cool with like if the paternity test somehow got messed up and Bodie is her father. Can we make it like a
Maybe.
soap opera? Like
But how
somebody
does this
switched the
guy even
results.
know? How did this guy
I
know?
don't. Is he just assuming? Like, is he the only other guy
But
that
who
Cara
would have
slept
told
with?
him?
Like,
Who
yeah,
would have
that's
told him
true.
though?
I don't know. That's true. Did they say? I don't
No.
remember
He
that.
just said, I found out I have a daughter. How? Unless Kara sent him a letter and when she
Which
found
that would
out,
be
no, because
dumb.
she didn't know that Bodie wasn't the dad at that
No,
time.
she didn't know. Yeah,
But maybe
I
she
don't
was
know.
trying to figure out at a point in time, and that's when she decided to let both dads. I don't. That's the only way it makes sense because no one else would have told this guy except for
Maybe it's
Kara.
just weird.
But that
I
would have
don't
been
know.
stupid for Kara to do that. So I don't know. So we need to figure out that. We need to figure out who's gonna be in the camp. I really think that Bodie is not satisfied doing anything but fighting fires. That's the only thing Bodie's satisfied
Yes,
doing.
he has
So
to do that.
he has to. I think he's gonna have to get his captaincy. He's gonna have to get up there and
Mhm.
train for that so he can run Free Rock. Because I think he does need to stay at that camp one way or another. He has to
Yeah.
stay. I don't want to see him arrested again. So I think
No, definitely
but
not.
just like with Manny being the captain there or the chief, whatever, he, knowing what the guys had gone through, was able to lead them well. Eve has no idea what they've gone through. So Bodie's the one
Yeah.
who'll be able to lead them well. And I think there'll be an
I
opening, a vacancy for Eve to take over somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's key, actually. I mean, I don't think anyone should be running the camp that's not been through this experience because I
Agreed.
think it's too hard for them to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And I think we obviously need it resolved with Luke and Sharon and Vince. It sounds like Sharon is going to take over her position again,
Hmm.
which I like her better that way than out fighting
Same,
fires.
same.
I don't really dig her fighting the fires.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I'm glad that she's taking it back. I mean,
Mhm.
I like Luke though. So like I really don't want him to be a villain. Like I don't
No. And this seems out of character. Well, I suppose not really out of character for
well, I
him.
mean, he was kind of it was different. It wasn't flat out for him to like do things that was like against both. Like I feel like it was
That
almost
was
going
the issue.
that part bothered me because I feel like despite all of it, he seemed like Luke seemed like the guy who cares about his family. Like,
Bodie
you
specifically,
know,
he was the one who was always in Bodie's
mhm.
corner. always.
Yeah, so that was weird to
That's
me. I
what
didn't
didn't
like that.
fit. If it
Mhm.
would have just been down to budgetary, I think it would be different. But for him to outright lie about it
Mhm.
and blame it on somebody else and then
Yeah,
screw Bodie over, it didn't fit with his character.
yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I guess sometimes we just have to chop this up to like this was a poke strike, season on a lot of these
Yeah.
shows. Like we know we've had this writer strike in the past. Sometimes those next seasons just aren't the best, and you just gotta
Hmm.
like get through them,
Agreed.
and we'll see what happens next season.
Yeah. And I think Luke will be able to explain his way because I feel
Hmm.
like even when he's done things in the past, we're like, what is wrong with you? When he
Hmm.
has explained the situation, we're like, oh, okay, so it wasn't coming from the place we thought it was coming
Yeah,
from.
because he's a flawed character, and I
Mhm.
enjoyed that. But like,
Yes.
he's not a villain, and I don't want him to be.
He's one who makes wrong decisions for the right reasons.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
And so I think we need to see him come back because I don't want him to be a bad guy, especially not to Bodie. Bodie looked up to him. Bodie's close to
Yeah,
him. Bodie doesn't need one more person failing him. So I
no.
think that's would be good. I want to see Vince find a way to work through this, whether it's he's gonna do something like what Sharon does. I don't know, but I want to see him work through this. I was mad at him when he had an opportunity to fight fires with Bodie, and that was what he said to Jake was, I just want to fight fires with my boy.
Hmm.
You wasted your opportunity.
Yeah,
You ruined the whole thing.
you did. Yeah.
So I was upset with him for that, but I feel like I want to see him come through that as well.
Hmm.
And I think they're pretty good at moving the story along in a good trajectory on
Yeah,
this
I think
show.
it'll be fine. Yeah.
Anything
Mhm.
else you want to see?
No, I
I
think
think
that
that's it for
covers
me.
it. Yeah, I think
I
that
agree with a
covers
lot
it.
of what you said too.
Yeah.
I think I would have given the first season, you're not gonna like this, but probably like a 4. Maybe,
4 out of what? Out of 10?
yeah, the first
Oh,
season. This season I would give 6.5 or a 7.
really? I liked
Yeah.
season 1 better.
Why?
I don't
Well,
know. No, I definitely
no, I
did.
think I did like season 1 better, but I didn't like a lot of the characters in season 1 was my problem. This one I liked a lot of the characters more, but I didn't really like the story.
Okay, I can get behind that. Yeah.
So
No,
I
I
think
agree
I'm
with
just
that.
confused of what I should give them. And I haven't watched season 1 in a while, so in my head, because
Yeah.
what I remember most is the characters I didn't like, in my head it was a lot worse.
I remember being more excited about the episodes.
I agree with that.
But I know I keep talking about the writer strike, but I think that long break just really kind of messed with us because I haven't been really excited about watching any of our
No,
shows.
we're in books
Not
right
like
now. We've moved
I
on.
know, I know. And I mean, I love some of my shows. Like my Netflix shows, I do better with because they
I
drop them,
mean,
I watch them real fast, and then I can move back to my books. It's such a commitment every week to stop and watch these shows. And
listen,
we have too many.
there are
So
7 episodes of each of the Chicagos that I am not. So 21 episodes I have to watch to get caught up in Chicago.
I would really get on that though, because those have been really I
I
honestly
know,
the
but my
Chicago's have been the
books.
best. Well, I don't know. You've got the summer. You don't have a job anymore,
Here's
so like you can get back
I
on
mean, I have
those.
a job still. I just have a summer break.
You know what I mean?
But the
Yeah.
thing is, you guys are challenging me to read more because we have the book more thing, and I'm like, oh, if they're reading this many, I got so it's the
Oh.
challenge of it that I'm like, oh, I gotta get in there. I gotta
Well
read
then you
more.
well then you got to do your audiobooks because that's the only way I get
I'm
through as many
trying.
as I do. I was gonna say that's I could not sit down and physically read books like everybody else does.
I'm
There's no
working for
way.
that.
Yeah.
And I do think now, granted, I like the show a little less than Jeanette. I still like the show, even if I give shows a low grade, that doesn't mean the show is bad. It just means what I base my rating off of is if how much room there is to improve.
Hmm.
That it's not that it's this show sucks so bad.
Yeah. If it
Anything
sucked,
above
we
a
wouldn't
5,
watch it. Yeah.
exactly. Anything above a 5 is just this is how much you have to improve by. And I think what they need to improve is I think they need to improve character relationships, character development,
Hmm.
and streamlining those storylines together. Because sometimes they put storylines in there that are like, what? Why is that there? That
Yes,
doesn't make
I would
any
agree.
sense.
Hmm.
So I think it would have if those things were all correct for me, I would give it a higher rating. But everything has room
Yeah.
to grow. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's still a good show. You can catch up on it on Paramount Plus, like we said. It's a quick watch. I mean, it doesn't. There's only what 10 episodes this season,
Hmm. Yeah, I
and
think
it
so.
seemed. I think they're all like 45 minutes, but it seemed to go by so fast, so
Yeah.
fast. So there's that. And I think what you need to watch for us coming out is we've got another Bridgerton episode coming out for you, covering the second half that drops in June.
Can't wait.
Calm. We've got
So excited.
hopefully we got a bear review from season 1 and 2 coming at you because we have tried to do that so
Hopefully.
many times and it's something backfires every time we do it. So that is hopefully coming at you, followed by the season 3 premiere and the season 3 finale episode of The Bear. Beyond that, we're taking a break in the summer for the most part. July 7th, I think, is the last one you'll get from us this summer, aside from the Bear finale. And then you can join our Facebook group, which is Fandom Family Chats. That's where we talk about all of our fandoms, all of our favorite things. It's not just for our podcast, but that's just where we compile all of our groups into that. So check that out. Make sure you're subscribing and sharing our videos on YouTube with your friends and family so we can get we want to get these cast interviews for you. Best way to do that is to have more listeners. So make sure you're doing that. Check us out on our socials and we'll see you real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye. Loving our content? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to share our podcast with your family and friends. We want to continue the conversation with you. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok under Fandom Family Chats, or one of our ever-growing Facebook groups by searching Family Fan Club. We've also launched a website, Family Fan Club 2021 at wixsite.com. You can email us there and keep checking it for announcements and merch coming soon. And of course, be sure to tune in every week for new episodes discussing all your favorite shows.